Hello you guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so happy you're here. Today's video we're going to be using a brand new curl, brand new to me. I've never used this curl before. We're doing a really pretty old school basic cat eye, which I have not done in years actually. I'm really excited to be partnering with Veyes for this video, so let's go see what products we have and what the lash look looks like. I absolutely love teaching beginners how to lash, and it was an absolute joy for me to recreate one of my old lash looks, and not for the fact that it's just like nostalgic to me, but also it can get super overwhelming using a bunch of different lash lengths in one set. So I kept it to 4 different lengths, which I know it can seem like a lot, but I always use a really short inner corner, which is very important to me because it just gives the look a really nice flow and helps that inner corner stay on. I feel like that is one of the sore spots that new artists have. It is very difficult to make that inner corner last, and that is my best kept trick, is to downsize on the inner corner. So if you're struggling with that, then let that be the very first thing that you do. This lash look doesn't have any wisps or anything. I used to accomplish wispy looks with just changing the way that I make my fans, which is something that I have done in this lash look as well, which you'll see throughout applying these lashes. And I'll show you guys a few different ways that you can create different looking fans. I'm also going to show you guys how I create actual wet lash looks. What that wet lash fan actually looks like is what I'm going to be showing you. So take some notes in this video because it is perfect for all beginners. I love working with a blank canvas much better than working on a fill. So doing a brand new full set just has something about it. You get to express yourself all the way. So we're starting off with these gorgeous blue eyes. I love lashing her. She's very young, so we like to keep her lash looks a little more on the subtle side. And the products that I'm using are the Veyes extra strength glue. You guys, I don't think I've had a faster drying glue, like to the point, not to the point where I don't have enough time to actually place it, but to the point where it just dries so fast that there's no stickies. So I highly recommend it. As I said, the curl is B curl. They are a lot more subtle than like a D curl. A D curl is like really like a dull eye look, but the B curl resembles kind of like the J curl, and I really like it. Starting off with our blank canvas, we want to make sure that everything is clean, no mascara residue. So I always tell my clients to show up without any mascara for the last 24 hours just to get like that best retention. If you guys struggle with retention, you guys need to probably add a lash bath at the beginning. There's nothing worse than getting that phone call that the lashes wouldn't stick. So do yourself the favor, don't charge for this, just include it and schedule in a little bit extra time to get those lashes washed. It will benefit you. Maybe once you are a more seasoned lash artist, you can definitely start charging for lash baths. That's totally your own preference. Personally, I like to just throw it in as an add-on, and clients really do appreciate it. They feel like you're going the extra mile. You guys can see how I did have a little sticky there, and I just very gently separated the lashes with my tweezers. Very easy. I do this in the process while I'm lashing. I don't save it for later. I find the fresher the lash is, the easier it is to unstick. And like I said, I didn't really have any stickies with this glue. I think it's amazing. It's the best glue that I've actually used in a really long time, and love it. So I'm using 8mm in the inner corner, 10, 12, and 14s for the very outer. I'm doing a cat eye, and I like to skip a lash length in between. I think it flows nicer. I don't think you have to use every single millimeter in between. And if you want it to be a little more of a drastic cat eye, you can definitely go even like 3 lengths longer. And what I do is I do wide fans and narrow fans. I'm going to show you how I create those. First things first, when it comes to making your lash fans, you definitely need to make sure that you are brushing through those lashes. They can be stuck at the tip, and you want to avoid them from not fanning out, and a lot of times that is really all that it takes. So take your spoolie, brush through them. Here you can see the 4 different lengths that I'm using for this look. We're keeping it very simple, just focusing on creating some nice fans. And so isolation on lighter lashes can be a little bit more difficult. As you can see, it's a little harder to see on camera as well. So you could opt for a different colored tape or use different color under eye pads. But yeah,
it definitely can be a struggle, so don't worry. Other artists, they also struggle with this as well. But isolation is so important. So we're needing some really pointy tweezers. So we're using these ones from Veyes as well. I love these. There aren't many that actually come really pointy, so definitely pay attention to that. You can see I just placed a really narrow fan right there. And you can see closer to the outer corner how I had a little bit of a wider fan there. I like to mix them so that they just come out really natural looking and not super, I don't know, they just like don't look as dense as like a other people's sets do. It's, I guess, like my signature. I don't know. I'm sure other people do this as well, but I guess it's something that my clients always appreciate because they just do not look like other people's lashes. I find it super important to be able to brand yourself in a certain direction when you're doing lash sets, and people can like see whose lashes those are basically. And when you stand out of the crowd, you'll get more bookings and people will find you because they love who you are. And that's why the lash industry will never be oversaturated, because you are you and you do things differently than the next artist. So let's get into how we make these fans. I know that you guys are seeing a lot of lash fans out there that are really big, and I promise you, lash artists don't always use that big of fans. So the first one I'm going to show you is going to be a wider fan. Not all lashes can hold wider fans like this. You can see that I just shimmied it with my tweezers, so that's one technique that you can use. And then you can use the base. You can just kind of brush against your glue holder and kind of make that base really pointy. Then you can use your fingers to pinch, so there's a pinch method to fan those fans out. And then the next one is basically just making smaller fans, which is the exact same method. You can shimmy or pinch and you just pick up quite a few less lashes, and they'll just have like, 5 to 10 hairs in them. And then the last one that I'm showing you is a way that I do my the last technique that I'm showing you is how I make my spikes, and I basically just turn a little fan over and pinch it together, and that's how you get that fan. And then there's also this one, I don't know what it's called, but you basically just use your finger like that and squeeze and you get a fan. So imagine that. There's so many different ways you can do this. There's no right or wrong way, but this is the end goal: a pointy base and a nice looking fan where the hairs and fibers are spread out evenly. Always make sure to give them a little brush, that way you can check if they've been isolated properly, and you can check the placement. Honestly, if you're a beginner, this is one of the main things you need to watch out for, is the placement and direction. If one or two are off and go the wrong direction, you can absolutely tell once the look is finished, and I can guarantee you it does not look right a week later. So you want to make sure that those lashes are all pointing in the right direction. And this concludes our lash tutorial. It was so nice to go back to basics with this cat eye. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Give this video a like and share it as well. And don't forget to check out Veyes. They always have amazing products, so luxurious for an amazing price. You guys can use my code BIA10 for a discount if you guys are starting out or you're looking to start lash training, creating your own lash course. I have an entire lash kit with them that has everything in it that you need. So here's the final look one more time, and let me know what you guys think of this really beautiful cat eye. I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!